In this assignment, we are going to add some adjustment layer to a composition. I have 3 different images. I have this girl and this bridge that I have put into a composition. So you will need to have at least 3 images put into this composition. So I use this image and this image. I have already selected them over here in my layers panel. And what I want to do is I want to make some adjustments to each one of these layers. Now, again, this is just kind of a reminder for adjustments because I think we're struggling just a little bit. So this is a bridge. We're going to go ahead and name our layers, and this is going to be our woman. And inside of this bridge layer, I do think I want to maybe make an adjustment layer with some curves because I feel like the coloring is a little off. So I'm going to go in here and I am going to go to curves. And now if I lighten this up, I need you guys to understand that this is lightening up everything underneath of it. But if I hold my Option key down and go in between the 2 of these, it will only lighten up, and I can do this if I go really super bright, the image that is below it. Okay, we are creating a clipping mask and we're just lightening that up. So I can see the before and the after. And I kind of like, because the light's coming through, I want that maybe just to be a little bit lighter. Next thing I want to do is add a color adjustment. But I only want the background to be affected. I want this really moody, colored background. So this time, again, I would like us to go to adjustments, and we're going this time to solid color. If you would like, you could do a gradient. Don't do a pattern, but either one of these, solid color or gradient, whichever one you would like to do. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to select a color that I want to kind of add to that background. I'm going to go ahead and copy this hexadecimal number, Command C or Control C. I'm going to go ahead and say okay because I might need that later. Next thing I would like to do is to make this so it blends into the background. So we are going to go over here, and again, we're going to utilize blending modes. So you can go down here, and again, this will only affect the background. You can pick whichever one you feel most, is representative of what you are going for. I do want this to affect everything, so I'm not going to add a clipping mask. I'm going to do overlay. Let's go down here to vivid light. That might be a little much. So I'm going to do overlay, kind of like that one. And I can see that everything is above the woman. So always make sure that that was above the woman or whatever your subject is. Inside of here after that, I think I need to adjust her a little bit. I think I need her just slightly darker. So this time instead of curves, I'm going to go ahead and do levels. Again, you can do whatever is most fitting for your image because everybody's going to be different. But I do want her maybe just a little bit darker. Oops, I'm going to kind of expand this down this way. Make my white a little bit darker. And again, this is affecting everything. So I do need to hold my Alt or Option key down and make sure it's a clipping mask just on her. So then again, make sure that I kind of take those down, maybe just a little bit. I don't want it too much. Okay, once I get that done, I would like to add a stroke on the woman. So I'm going to go to the woman layer. And again, I do want you to add a stroke to whoever, or whatever subject that you're using. So we're going to go to stroke. The one thing you do need to keep in mind, I do want this on the outside. And I want to go with that color that I had before. So I'm going to paste that stroke in here. I could have added it to swatches, but I don't want to muck up my swatches right now. So I just want to put that in there. And I do want this to be an outside stroke. Increase it to whatever you feel. I don't want it to be too crazy, but I do want it to kind of define that subject. Go ahead and say okay. Once this is done, I also would want maybe a little bit of a glow. So I'm going to go in here to my effects again, and I'm going to do an outer glow because again, you can add multiple effects. I think I want this to be a normal. I want mine to be white. Again, going to be up to you. My opacity, I'm going to increase that. And I'm going to increase my spread and my size, and you can see that it's glowing off of her. Okay. Again, it's going to be up to you. I think that's a little much for me. And maybe I actually want to take my opacity down just a little bit. I kind of want it to be a little bit more subtle. Say okay. And that is going to be the start of your composition. We're going to add another thing in the next video.